If your ink's too slow and your nib won't flow, here's one of the places that you can go. Larry is here to see you through with Mr. Announcer and Cubby too. It's Larry's Fountain Pen Reviews.
All right, got it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, folks, welcome to the show. Okay, I'm Larry, that's Mike, that's Mr. Announcer. And so today, for the first time ever, my first to do this mail call. First time
on
ever
a Zoom.
On Zoom, correct. Never have done this. And I say, you know what, why not have the master himself that made this, whatever it is, on Zoom so he can talk a little bit about it. So here we go. Dun, 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 dun. And that's all you get. That's it. Dang.
That's padding.
That's why he's a master, to make it disappear. And of course, you got the little babies coming up like that. And then here's for my eyes only. And then we get down a little bit deeper. Oh, okay.
That's
Then we
the
go down a little bit deeper. All right.
just pad. That's it. Packing material. That's it.
So here we go. Now, dun, 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 dun. Here we go. Here we go. Nicely wrapped, as always, and a little sock. Dun, 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 dun. And that's all you get. This is my show. There we go. I love this green. Look at that. Look at that green right there. I love it. There's the color. He's ignoring me.
Oh, I'm paying attention.
Like it's really doing you good, right?
Well, it gets to the point where we just have no idea what to say about you.
Oh, here we go. Wow. Eat your heart out. Look at this. Amazing.
Nice.
Look at this. Oh, too late. It's gone. You know, something told me I better grab it and grab it quick because this little jewel will be gone. Let's look at that sucker. Let's get you inside. Look at that. That is a good looking pen. Good looking. Now, Mike, why don't you talk about this pen a little and give them the information they need about this pen. It's a fountain pen. Go ahead.
Right, that is a fountain pen. It is made in a material called tyrannical blue by the Pensmiths. It has a Bach number 6 nib in it. In this case, it's a fine nib, a gold nib. You chose that you looked at the pen over on pictures, and you chose that you wanted a gold nib, and a fine nib. So that's what you got on this one. As a matching.
Tell a bit about. Yep. Go ahead, Mike.
Okay. Yeah. This is a what I would call a sort of a medium size or a medium size pen. It's a 13 millimeter threads, triple start. It's kind of the medium size of a fountain pen. Not a really big girthy pen, but a nice medium pen. So why don't you open it up and see how it feels when you hold it in your hand?
I like it. I mean, it's super nice. Look at that. Perfect. Perfect fit.
I like this size. This size pen fits you really well, and comes with a Pelican converter. Accepts standard international converters. It comes with that Pelican converter, and you also get 2 cartridges that you were waiting around at the very beginning. So if you're someone who wants, if you get this pen and you just want to immediately use it, you can pop one of the cartridges in. Otherwise, the converter is already installed so that you can use your bottle date.
And can you tell a little bit about the material and the measurements, the weight or anything, please?
Oh, it's about this long, right? No, I don't know the measurements of it or the weight. It's a pretty light pen. right? You can feel it's a pretty light pen. It's made from aluminite. There's no, other than the nib and the converter, there's no metal in there. So it's not a very heavy pen. It's a very light pen in your hand. So you can write with this pen for a long time. You're not going to get tired.
Oh, yeah, it really feels amazing. I just love it. It's just like there's nothing there, but there is something here, and it's just the pen is just utterly amazing. It's just wow. It's more amazing having it in my hand than seeing pictures of it. Just wow, it's just like this is a gorgeous pen. Where did you get the material from?
Well, the material, I got this from a company called the Pensmiths. And it's an aluminite material. They call this one tyrannical blue. So as you can see,
Nautical
blue
blue
swirl, tyrannical.
Tyrannical, like a tyrannosaurus.
These blues are tyrants, I guess is what it is.
And it doesn't show up on the camera too well, but there's also blotches of purple in there as well.
And there is some sparkle in there as well, I think, with the purple.
Yeah, I see it right
and
now.
There's some white. It's pretty subtle, but when you have it out in bright lights or when you look at it closely,
wow, yeah,
a lot of sparkle as well.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
I just now seeing it. Really, wow, that is something. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah. Like as always, these things don't show up very well on camera. So it's really hard to see this when you're looking at it on camera.
Look at the blues, the turquoise, purples, the whatevers, and whites. Look at it all coming to life now.
Yeah. He does great. He does great work. James
wow,
at the
look at that
Pensmiths
black
does a really good job. Yeah.
Wow, he did a great job. He, she, they, them, it.
James. And also, by the way, the nib is tuned by Kirk Spear of Penrealm. So as with all my pens, the nib you get is a tuned nib. It's a Bach number 6 in this case.
Right. There's a Bach.
It's a steel nib and gold plated.
And of course the nib screws out. And I think what Mike has been doing since the box didn't have a what I want to say, like a medium or a fine on the nib, he puts it on the side of the
right. Well, yeah, the Bach nibs, as it turns out, don't have a mark on them. If you look at the nib, of course, there's no mark on the outside of the nib that tells you what size it is. And it's not really for your benefit, it's mainly for my benefit. If I end up dumping them into a pile somehow, I would never sort them out very well. So I marked the inside of the, if you were to disassemble the pen, you'll find that I marked the side of the nib unit with the size of the nib. But that's, for normal use, you would never need to do that.
Okay. And I'll do that right now.
You're going to do it. Okay. It's just on threads. It is a standard Bach nib unit. And
there it is.
Easy. You can see there should be an F there. Yeah. That says fine. I also have it marked. This was in my early stock. I wanted to make sure I knew which ones had been tuned or not. Now all of them have been tuned. But also you'll see there's a little PR on it for Penrealm. Just to make sure that I knew that it was tuned. I don't want to mix those up back when I was going through my stock tuning them. Now on more later nibs, I don't have the PR written on them because all of them are tuned. All right. But back then I was going through the process of tuning them. I had toward the end of 2021, is that right? 2021, that long ago, I chose to have all my nibs tuned. And so I sent about half of them off to Kirk and he tuned them. And then I got those back and sent the other half. And so that's why those nibs are marked like that. But I did mark the size. So if you did take it off the pen, you at least know what this one is. Now, if you depending on where you got another Bach nib, if you're rearranging them, you'd have to keep track of that yourself, which sizes they are.
What I wanted to say about this pen. Now, the pens, how much are these pens, Mike?
That one is These pens are $170.
170.
That's
Okay.
basically that's with the clip. Now the ones without the clip are usually $150. It's like $20 for the clip. A little adder there for the clip. But of course, it's probably worth mentioning that if they know the magic word,
The magic word.
Larry.
The magic bus. Dun, dun.
If you know the magic word, you get 15% off on all my pens. So this one would be 15% less than 170 then.
And don't forget, on top of that, you're gonna get a tune nib with it.
Yeah, that includes, as you were taking out of the box, that's exactly, you get a tune nib, you get a pen with a clip here in this case, you get the converter, and you get the 2 cartridges, and you get the little sock.
Right.
All of that for that price, yes.
And you can always, like the little socks, you can always get a shine on the pen.
Yeah, you can use that to shine it. You can use it to put it, keep it in the little sock if you're like throwing it in your backpack or something to keep it from getting scratched up.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, I like to have something, I didn't, in terms of packaging, I didn't want to use cardboard boxes because they just, they're not very useful. This is a little sock that you can use. Yeah. And you can get more of them, and you can wear them as ears, like Udo, I guess. Sound like the dog?
That's right. How you like that? Dun, dun, dun,
That's great. You're collecting them now.
Yeah. So, Mike, tell us what's going on with you lately, and upcoming shows, any pins that you're going to be taking with you? Yes.
Yeah. Well,
you better not showing on here.
Yeah. Well, let's see. We're here now. We're into 2023. Last year, I went to 3 pen shows. I went to the Chicago Pen Show, the St. Louis Pen Show, and the Dallas Pen Show. Right. So I went to. I expanded. I started out with just one show the year before. That was my very first pen show ever. The Chicago Pen Show in 2021. 2022, I went to 3 pen shows. And now in 2023, I'm going to go to 4 pen shows. I'm going to go to those 3 pen shows, the Chicago, the St. Louis, and the Dallas. And I'm working on a new show. I'm going to the new Pacific Northwest show. And it's a brand new show. It's in Portland. It's July 8th and 9th. The weekend after the 4th of July. So it's a brand new show, never been to it before. So I'm looking forward to getting out and seeing that. Of course, I'm returning to the 3 shows that I went to last year. As you know, there's a lot of pen shows. I wish I could go to them all, but I just can't make it to all the pen shows.
So are you going to be driving?
Yeah, I'm going to be driving. I'm trying to stick to shows that I can drive to in a day. Dallas is sort of a day and a half for where I live in Minneapolis. So it's the other 2 I can reach in one day. So the other pen shows, there are a couple. The Colorado Pen Show is actually close to, but again, I can only get out so many weekends. Because it ends up being long weekends. I have to take time off from work and all that kind of stuff. You know how that is, and I have to travel, so it takes a lot of time to do these things. But I would like to. They're a lot of fun. Pen shows are a lot of fun.
How are you preparing for this? Bunch of pens?
Strangely, yes, I'm making pens. Sadly, there's like that blue one that you have, the tyrannical blue, is not going to any of the pen shows. It's going to stay with you.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry for everybody. Yeah, sorry everybody. That one's not going to make it. I did make a couple other pens. When I was making the tyrannical blue. Let's see, this one here. It's the same basic design. It's a. Let's see if I can get on the camera. There you go. It's the same basic design. It's in a material called Motif, again by the Pensmiths. I don't know. It's not. It may not be showing up on the camera very well at all, but it's got swirls of green and blue and red, and there's again some sparkles in there, some really nice chatoyance. I don't know if it's showing up at all here when I'm turning it in front of this video camera, but very, very pretty very pretty pen. Again, Bach number 6 nib. Your choice. Pretty much all of my pens, I make them either if I've pre-made them like this, I have to make a choice. It's usually either a Bach number 6 or a Yovo number 6. And I will trade. I have a pretty wide selection of different sizes nibs, different thicknesses, and different finishes. So I can swap them out to whatever the customer wants. I don't remember what size this one is. It looks a little wider. It's probably a medium, but and then I also have another one. These are that pen that you hold, and another one that you probably have off camera somewhere. And these two, this is another one. It's made out of what's called Cano Crystallis. And it's named after a river where the waters swirl together and they have all these beautiful colors. Once again, yellow and brown and blue and red all swirled together on this one.
Yeah.
Again, lots of sparkle, lots of shine on this one. And again, with a Bach number 6 nib. And there's the other one. I made 4 pens at the beginning of the year, this year. These are all from 2023. That one's made from a material called, is that the right one? I guess it is. It's hard to tell on the camera. It's Volcano Lake.
That's it. Yep.
That's the one, yeah.
Yep.
So I made
That's
these
it.
4
Volcano
pens,
Lake.
the 2 you hold right there. You bought 2 of them, and then I have these 2 as well.
Right.
I just made these in 2023. So these are the first pens of the new year. So very happy with them. They came out very well.
Let me see if I can have you go back on memory lane. So you
Okay,
can
memory
just,
lane. Oh, now you're going to show me some other pens, and it'll be a test.
I
Right?
just want to see if you recognize any of these.
Yeah.
I don't know where they came from. I was going on looking for pecans and Easter eggs one day, and I found these. So
Nice.
I thought I'd bring them to your attention.
And they
Are
weren't
you ready?
pecans or Easter eggs, huh?
Now here's just a few right here.
Okay.
How about that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you found a
That's
couple
a micro
pens.
pen. That's a mic pen.
Yeah.
It used to be anyway. And
That's one of your
then,
pens. Your pen.
yeah, join the family. That's right. And then,
Oh, yes.
let's see. The other one that you probably have in your head is in the other room because I didn't bring it in here. I'm using it in the other room right now.
Don't tell me you're actually writing with it somewhere.
I am.
Yeah, that happens, doesn't it?
Damn it, though. I mean, I got thinking, why not just, go ahead and do it. And then look, here's a little mini pen.
Okay, now that's not one of my pens, but that's a little one. You tried to trick me, didn't you?
Yeah, that's a, how about this pen? Is that a good trick? Yeah.
A Sharpie, yeah. I have a couple of those I use when I'm making my pens here to mark things sometimes. Here we go. Got it right here on my desk. I've got a black one and a silver one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now, here's
Sometimes if you're trying to mark something and it's dark, you can't use a black. You have to use a silver. So I use silver for that.
Here's one that's going to throw you off. Here we go.
Okay.
There it is.
That looks like one of those brush pens.
There you get the brush pen. It's a brush, yeah. You're close enough. You get a
You
prize.
dip You dip that in. Is that a dip pen that you dip in the ink and you brush around with it?
Yeah, but they're talking about a brush pen here.
I know there is such a thing.
A brush pen, yes.
Yeah.
It doesn't brush. I don't think it's brushing right now. I think I've had this brush pen for I don't know how long. I think it's brushed out. Huh? Oh well.
Well, actually, I've got some memory things too, if you would like.
Yes.
You're ready for another test? Now, behind me here, if you look, there's some trays of pens.
Yes.
These trays here, these first 5 little trays, are all pens that I made in 2022.
Okay.
And then there's one, like a bigger tray back in the back here. These are all pens that I made in 2021. These are all that's left of them. I've sold a lot of them, but these are some that are still left. So Here's some new ones. These are ones I made just at the end of the year last year.
Oh, look at that. Look at the giraffe. Yeah.
Yep. Remember the drafts?
Yeah.
I did these
Yeah.
drafts right at the end of the year. There's a couple others over here that are like Christmas pens, Christmas colors.
Yeah.
This is at the very end of 2022.
The giraffe.
Yeah, the draft pens. Yeah, I think the here's the bronze, the copper bronze one. Again, it's got some shiny, shininess in it.
I like that. Yeah, that's pretty cool looking.
It's just a fun looking little pen, isn't it? Has a giraffe look to it. But as I said, then I've got these other 4 trays of pens back here. These are all 2022. 2022 was a good year. I made a lot of pens. And 2021 wasn't a bad year either. Here's some pens that were left from 2021. So these will all be at shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, these will
Now,
all available.
Are they without clips?
Some have clips, some don't. The giraffe pens, like here, the first ones I showed you, these don't have clips.
Yeah.
It's all a matter of preference. Here I have some. Here I'll just grab another one of these trays you haven't seen here tonight, but here's another set. And you can see there's one in there with a clip right here in the middle.
Stars.
Right? You can see one with a clip in there.
That one on that end, and that one.
Whoops. There you go. So you can see these. So these are all pens I made back in 2022. So all of these pens will be coming with me to the shows. So it'll be a lot of fun. I have a lot of pens to sell. Lots of different pens. Oh, here's some. Here's a couple more with clips. I know you like clips.
Yes.
So here's, here, look at this. This tray has 5 pens with clips. Somehow you didn't get these.
All right, I'll take that one.
That one, huh?
That one. All of them be fine. There you go.
Okay, I'll just pack up all the pens I have.
There you go.
Clips.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
There you go. So, yes, I have a few pens for sale. I'm hoping to make a few more before the Chicago Pen Show. And I know you held up the card there, but if you want to, for you folks at home, just follow along. There you go. You can hold it up. It's bigger on your screen there. Not showing up very clearly, but it's okay. But
whole year's up. I was doing some writing on it, but
oh, you were writing on that one, huh?
yeah.
So there's there's my Instagram, my website, of course, my phone number. So you can, if you follow me on Instagram or watch the website, you can see the pens as I'm making them. And so you'll see what happens before the next show. The Chicago show is the first one I'm going to, which is the beginning of May.
Now, let's say if a customer wants to have a totally different pen he or she been thinking about made, could you do that? If you do, is there enough time? How long would it take? Depending on what they want, right?
Well, yeah, each of these pens, I make, by hand, so it takes a little bit of time, not a whole lot of time. And it depends on how much of a backlog I have. Like right now, I'm looking at my backlog. I actually have a couple things that I would like to do. Let's see, where are we? Here we go. We got this.
Yeah, already. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Larry is already I'm cheating here. Larry has already ordered a pen. He wants one made with this, and then the cap will be black. And I'm kind of thinking ebonite for the cap, and I'm kind of thinking black for the section too, just to make it kind of interesting, right? That'll give it kind of a classical look. Yeah.
Why not?
A lot of it's just driven by what somebody wants. I mean, like what color, like we walked through some of the blanks and you picked this one out. You wanted an orange one. This is a blank by the Pensmiths again. This one's called Sunburst Orange. And it's got orange and kind of a cream white kind of swirl through it, right? So that's what that part is going to be. And of course the caps can be just black. It'll be a solid ebonite, an ebonite black pen. Or a cap rather. So it's just whatever you like. And of course, in your case, you don't want a clip on this pen, right? No, I know you always want a clip. You're a clip guy,
Always
which
in
is
the
fine.
story.
Which is fine. I know I'm teasing you.
I better watch what I tell him because he'll take me seriously one time.
No, I
And,
was just kidding. I like to tease you. No, you always like clips. You know,
Right.
some pens. Again, that'd be the person. You know, who, if you're having me make a pen for you, it'll be whatever you want. It can be a 13mm pen like these. It can be a 15mm pen. I've also made some. I've made one 11mm pen, which is an even slimmer pen. I don't have any of those around. That one was a custom pen. I sent it off to him, so it's gone. Dan's got that one, and but I can make, you can pick your colors. You can pick whether you want to clip, what style, what color nib you want, what kind of nib you want. Pretty much, when you're building custom pens, you have a lot of choices, and I can pretty much follow most directions pretty well. Yeah, so those are fun.
Do you know where you're going to be sitting at your first show? Your table?
The Chicago Pen Show, I'm going to be sharing a table with a friend of mine from Minneapolis, from the Twin Cities here, in Minnesota, named Francis Bullabin. I'm butchering his last name. He and I are going to share a table. He has a lot of vintage pens, and then I have my pens, the pens I've made. So from him, you can get pens that are, 50 years old. And from me, you can get pens that are, some of them have been aged almost 2 years now. So they're almost that old. Most of them are much younger than that.
Yeah, they're pretty young still. Yeah.
Yeah, they haven't, like this one. This one's only a week old. So it hasn't been aged very long.
Yeah.
It hasn't been aged very long. By Chicago, it'll have been aged 5 months. So it's a vintage pen now. Not quite.
So, this is the guy that I've been telling everybody about, who makes the pens and give them the whole 9 yards, the whole spiel about the pens. But on a serious note, when you get the pen, I think it's going to speak for itself, and you're going to find what Mike and I say is not misleading. It's right on. You're going to love it. You're going to love it so much, you're going to go back for another one. And why not? At this point,
you've written with a few. You've had, Larry's bought a couple of those are pens he's bought. So he's not just goofing around here. He buys I think you're just about my best customer right now.
Whoa!
Anybody?
I have quite a few. I have quite a few.
You have quite a few. But
I do reviews.
Yeah, but I make pens that I would like to use. That's basically what it comes down to. It's like this pen here.
That's me.
I would like writing. I would like writing with this pen. I won't make pens that I wouldn't be happy with. Of course, as time goes by, I'm always getting better. So if you want one of my best pens, you need to buy the newest pen, because that's like right now. These are the best pens I've made. Those old ones from like 6 months ago, well, they're nice, but the new ones are even better. I'm learning as I go. I've only been at this for about 1.5 years now, and I'm learning as fast as I can. But these are very nice pens. I've written many letters with and journal entries with the pens I've made, and I'm happy with how they write. I'm very happy with them. So.
There you go.
Yeah.
So what I do now is I also put them in my journal, the pen, nib, the maker, and the information I need to keep it logged so I won't forget tomorrow. Right. Because I'll be texting Mike. Mike, what was that pen again?
Well, I keep a list. I keep a list of what I've done with different pens, and like you were saying, I kind of like at the beginning of the day, I will write down, like here, I don't know, I'll usually write what pen it is, what ink it is, all that kind of stuff. Right, and then I'll write my notes and stuff in my notebook. So I like to switch around. I usually keep, I don't know about you, but I usually carry 2 or 3 pens in my case with my journal or my notebook. And I'll use usually a different pen every day and try and just rotate through them and try them out.
I have like 5 in one of my pen cases in the bedroom. Then I got 10 in this pen case in the bedroom. Then I got 3 in my bag. So I got enough right now.
Yeah. Actually, I was looking at I just used up the ink. Where is it? I just had it here. It's back here somewhere. Where is he? Oh, I lost him. Oh, here it is. Yeah, I was just writing with this one. This is that Wildfire by the Pensmiths again. And it's got like, it's a dark pen. I kind of like the dark, subtle pens myself, but so it's not as wild as say like this one here. You know, it's not as kind of as wild as that. But if you look at it, it's pretty dark, and it's got like a flame pattern that kind of shines through it when you hold it in the light. So it's really nice. And of course, Larry, you would like this one. It has, right at the moment, it has an extra broad nib in it.
Wow.
I know you like the broad nibs. And
Yeah.
I had a really wet ink in it. And boy, it was, I don't think I have a sample of it right now. I was writing some letters. It was going through the ink pretty fast. It was almost, you know, it was very nice and wet, you know, and doing really wide lines. When I'm using a nib that wide, I feel like I'm shouting when I'm writing, you know. It's like sending your texts or your emails with all caps, because this thing really, an extra broad nib is really, really wide for me anyway. I usually write with something a little narrower. But
You use a medium nib, Mike? A medium nib?
Well, when a few years ago when I was kind of leaning toward fine, and now as time has gone by, I've kind of have drifted more toward, I would usually reach for a medium, because the fine and fine nibs, you can't really see much of the ink. You know, the ink doesn't get a chance to play with its color and its shading. So I like a little bit wider. Now, like something like this broad, boy, the ink had plenty of room to play on this one. You know, it was drawing really wide lines. But I still like fine lines. Here is a Platinum 3776 that I got. This was the last pen I bought. I bought it in, I think it was like August last year. It actually finally arrived in September. And it's an ultra extra fine nib. I don't know if you can see it, but it's really fine. I don't usually, that's the finest. I only have a couple other nibs that are in this league, but it is like a needle when you're writing with it. Writes a very, very fine line.
Okay.
For somebody getting as old as us, the line is so fine, you really need like reading glasses to see it when you're writing with it. So
yeah, that will help. Yeah.
It's kind of stretching my vision to be able to read when you write with something that narrow.
So, do you have any plans on making more pens this weekend?
Oh yeah, well, I've got a letter that I got in the mail here that I kind of adopted the strategy. I like to, I think last year I got into a state where I was so busy making pens, I never did any writing. And so now my strategy now is I answer a pile of letters, I have pen pals and such. I'll answer the letters, and this is the last one in the pile. So guess what's going to get finished tonight? I'll finish writing tonight. I'll write this letter, the answer to this letter. And then my plan is either later tonight or in the morning, start making pens. And I think I might start. I know we had this pen here. I think I'll start on that pen. And I think there were a couple other colors that I was thinking about. So I'm probably going to start another little batch of pens in the morning or tonight, depending on how time goes.
So how long do you stay up doing pens? Do you get sleepy?
Well, if I get sleepy, I stop. All right. You don't. If you push on when you're really sleepy, you tend to start making mistakes. At least I do. So I try not to do it when I'm impaired. Yeah. But usually not too late. I'm more of an early morning person than a late night person. So it's not unusual for me to get up about like 5 and start working on pens.
Okay.
All right. But if you do that, then you don't stay up real late, because by the end of the night, you're getting tired, so. But I have a couple things going on tomorrow, and I know tomorrow you have I was looking at it. It is I'm looking to because I want to see what the name of it is. It was the fountain pendulum, right?
Yeah, we're going to be talking about journals, I believe.
Yeah, you're going to be talking about journals, and it's at 10 o'clock. So I will probably take a break from working on pens and try to make it to the fountain pendulum. I think this will be the first time I've actually made it to one of these. So I'm looking forward to trying it.
Yeah, we're still real new at it, and we're trying to find our directions, which way is going to be the best way to meet the people's needs. So this is our first time to actually talk about a topic, and that's what we're going to focus on this time. Knock on wood.
That's good. That's good. I just Wednesday night I met with my local club here in the actually over there mainly in St. Paul, Minneapolis, St. Paul, the local club here, and they were talking about how to take pictures of your pens. You know, for whatever reason, you know, whether it's just for your own pleasure or if you're going to post them on, you know, Instagram or Facebook or whatever, if you want to put pictures online of your pens, how to take pictures, how to make them look better. We had a member who's a real photography nut, and she was going through that. So see, things like that are, you know, the club meetings like that are really nice. So I'm looking forward to the pendulum meeting. I'm hoping to pick up a few pointers there.
Good luck. No, I'm teasing. Yeah. Well, you know, I enjoy doing it. I really enjoy doing it. Besides the journaling, you know, also bullet journaling is another one. That's pretty much fun. And, you know, I don't know why I got out of bullet journaling, not because I didn't like it. I think when I started to get poor health, it just took a step beside me, and then I just tend to forget it. But I completed my whole book, but I never went back to it. But now I'm getting back involved with my journals and my planners, bullet journaling, and that's a lot of fun because one thing, that's the best way to stay involved with your pens. You know,
right?
Maybe it being a fountain pen, rollerball, gel pen, whatever pen is your thing, it will keep you occupied.
Right.
I love it myself.
Yeah, I mean, I love writing with the pens, and so any excuse to use the pen is a good one. You know, it's just, you know, what you like to do. I haven't really gotten into. I do some journaling, but I'm not very. I don't do it like every day and very long. Usually, sometimes I'll get going and I'll do a fairly long entry, but most of the time my entries are pretty short. But try to write something a little bit. And like I said, I've been trying to do write letters. Use the old mail. You know, the snail mail instead of the email, and for that matter, I guess what is it? Today is the 20th as we speak. We're approaching NaNoWriMo, February.
Again?
So yes, again. I think they're going to do it again.
No, I thought we just got done with that.
It was last February.
What is it now?
Yeah, it's coming up. February 1st will be the beginning of
wow.
So if you're at all interested in writing letters, you can, you know, and you know, if you've, now this will be my third NaNoWriMo. All right, I did it the first time in, let me do the math now, 23. So it would have been 2020, no, 2021, right? Can't do the math. 2021, I did the NaNoWriMo, and I did really good. And, you know, the NaNoWriMo is, you know, again, it's an excuse to use your pens. And people do. Here, like, I'm just trying to, I don't want to do, okay, here. Like this lady, I mean, she does like artwork on her pen, on her envelopes. Very often, now this case, she's doing some neat little stickers and stuff on it. And she's got stickers on the back, you know. She will do like watercolor drawings on her envelopes. You know, I'm not quite to that level. I'm happy if I can just get words onto a piece of paper. And again, she uses the washi tape, I believe it is. It looks like washi tape.
Yeah.
To put page numbers on the pages. So this is page 1, page 2. You know, and of course she's using her fountain pen to write. So it's like, You just, it's a you don't have to go really crazy and be super fancy, but you can go you can do as much, you can put as much work into or effort and express yourself with your pen with letters like this. I mean, and you can see she's got, I don't know if you can see on the inside, but it's got like maps on the inside of this envelope.
Right.
Very fancy envelope, that she's made or got. And I tend to, you can use, of course, there's wax seals, there's all sorts of things you can do with a letter, right? And but you don't have to be crazy. I don't think I have one around. You can just send a postcard. You don't need to be afraid to send something simple. Just a simple postcard will be, is appreciated. I know I appreciate it, and I know you do too. Anything you receive in the mail, any day you receive something in the mail that isn't a bill or an advertisement is a good day, right? And so I enjoy getting letters. I enjoy sending letters. So
Yeah.
When
do you have time to write? You're so busy.
That's the problem, so it's like, where do you find time? Well, it's sort of like, where do you find the time to journal? I think you have to take the time out and indulge yourself. You go buy if you have a nice pen, if you buy yourself a nice pen, you should spend time with it. You should enjoy write with it. Whatever you write, it doesn't really matter, but you should enjoy your pens. Not just that's, when I'm making these pens, I make pens that I would like to use, right? But I don't want them to just sit in these trays in drawers in my house. I want these to go out. I'm making these pens, and each one of them, I make these pens and I go, that's a really nice pen, oh yeah. I like that pen, but I'm not going to hang on to it. I want it to go out and get used by somebody. I want to share it with somebody. So I always console myself when one of my really favorites gets sold. I always say, I could always make another one, right? I can make more pens. I'm making more pens. So, but I'm a firm believer. Go ahead.
It's never ending in your case.
Right.
And I'm hoping after people see this video, when it goes viral, that they're going to really get to know you as a pen maker more, because you're very serious in what you do, and you love what you do. It's just like, hey, I'm making a pen, who's going to buy it? It's more than that. So hopefully this will open the door and let people say, okay, this is Mike Green. This is the guy that makes a pen. This is the guy that does this. So you know what? I didn't know he was like blah, 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 blah. And he also likes motorcycles.
Oh yeah, well, I have a lot of things I like. Yes, I like motorcycles. I like music a lot. I mean, there's a lot of things. I mean, we all have a lot of different interests. I love to read. I love reading. So I love reading books. I love ghost stories. Yeah. I used to have aspirations of writing, and I haven't ever really. I've done some writing, but of course, obviously, I haven't published any books or anything like that. I would love to do that too. That would be great. Writing is a lot of fun. I enjoy writing. So, yeah. But this is a labor of love, though. This is joy. I mean, I'm not cranking these out by the hundreds. I'm not. I'm just having fun making the pens, and I'm having fun using them. It's like this pen here. I just wrote a couple letters with it, and it was just. Like I said, I was kind of stretching myself. I was writing with an extra broad nib, and I know you like extra broad nibs, but wow, I don't know. Like I said, it's like you're shouting with a pen like this. It really is noticeable on a page.
That's about what I do. Shout, yeah.
I can see why you like them. You're that kind of a person. You're not a quiet, meek.
Oh, no, not me. Oh, but first of all, I'm very patient, aren't I, Mr. Announcer?
Excuse me. Yeah.
I'm very low key. I am not hyper. No.
Right. I can see that.
This is part of my DNA. So,
Yeah, you're very restrained, you know,
very
very,
restrained.
very quiet, very unassuming. Yeah, that's the word. Yeah.
And you just keep saying those nice things about me. That's such a nice man.
Yeah.
Such any nice man. And then those teasy little hands. Yeah. Oh, look what I made. Oh.
Well, as I said, I'm going to go to the Dallas show again this year. I'm hoping to catch you this time, so hopefully we can meet up again in person. That would be fun.
Yeah. Well, before we leave, is there anything you want to let the people know?
Wow, that's one of those tough questions. No, I think we've covered everything. I mean, I don't think I've forgotten anything. The big things are, you know, come look at the pens, and if you like one, you're welcome to buy one. And I'm going to the shows, and I know not everybody can make it to shows. Like, there are no local shows here in the Minnesota area. The closest show is Chicago. So I know not everybody can make it to a show. And if you can't really, for me, it's especially hard. If you can't see the pen in person, you know, looking at it on a camera just isn't very satisfying, and you can't really feel what it feels like. So by all means, if you can, you know, make it to a show, and I'd love to meet you in person, and you can look at the pens.
By the way, what is the temperature where you're at right now?
Well, it's actually pretty hot here right now. It's 16 degrees Fahrenheit. But it's been we've had kind of a warm spell the last week or so. It keeps going above freezing. I mean, like over 32, which is for mid-January in Minnesota. That's pretty nice and warm. That's balmy temperatures. And if you get above freezing in January, that's nice and warm. What's the temperature down in Fort Worth?
It is 53.
53. So it's kind of a cool.
Yesterday was in the 70s.
Nice. Yeah.
And like Texas earlier today, it got kind of chilly. Yeah, it's chilly in the house because I'm just not good to cold weather.
Yeah. So, I lived in Houston for many years, as you know, and I would talk to my parents up here, and it'd be like this. They'd be going, well, it's 15 or it's 16 degrees. It's kind of cool. And I'd go, yeah, down here in Houston, it's like 65 degrees, but it's a bitter 65, right? Yeah.
About where in Houston did you live?
I moved all over the place. I lived all over the city.
Sharpstown. Ring a bell.
I was near Sharpstown at one point. I was the last few years I lived up on the northwest side, like at Jones in 1960, up like out 290 a little ways on the northwest side. So I lived there for about 10 years, and then I moved back up here to be with my family. So back in 1999. So I've been here for a while.
There you go.
Yeah,
there you go.
Family. You got to be with family. Family's a good thing.
That's it. Well, folks, I'm going to cut this off now because, you know, I've got to go do medicine time. I love that part. And no shot tonight, Jake?
No.
That's good. Yeah. So anyway, until tomorrow morning, we'll be on to 10 o'clock. God willing, hopefully, Mighty Mike will. You never know when I might need it. And Mike can put in his 2 cents.
Yep. I'm planning to spend a little quality time right now with my TWSBI 580 Diamond 580 Iris. Very, very pretty little pen, isn't it? Yeah. And putting some words to paper, answering a pen pal. That's my plan for tonight. After this,
I was gonna do a pen pal tonight, but I'm gonna wait. I think till either Saturday and Sunday. I got 6 left, and nice. I had like what 30 of them. Whew. That's a lot, but I'll get to them sooner or later. I don't know how soon, but
yeah. Indulge your writing.
All right, my friend. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
Have a good day. Tell Teresa hi. Take care. Bye-bye. Peace and love, y'all. We're gone.